you care enough to be the very best at this, your feelings and senses will take you into many areas that you don't even know you're in at this moment.
Welcome to our new series of vidal sassoon training videos. Complete, this set will give you a unique library of fresh cuts, some combined with interesting perms, others with exciting colouring techniques. Mastering these will extend your knowledge and expertise, will give new inspiration to your creativity, and will add profitability to your career path. The vidal sassoon way is for those who really care about their craft. Our tradition of precision cutting, combined with classic and high fashion design, has kept us at the forefront of international hairdressing for over 30 years. What has really made the difference is our commitment to training. For our own apprentices, assistants, and the students we instruct at our schools and academies, and the shows and seminars we hold around the world, everything begins and ends with training and practice. Everyone who has ever worked or studied with us will tell you that training is our lifeblood. So practice cutting, colouring and perming, and be ever more critical of your work and your art, just as we are. Because like us, you know that practice makes perfect.
Welcome to Natural Effects. This technique combines different forms of layering in one look, creating a shape that, whilst being natural and wearable, can be adapted onto many different lengths and textures of hair. With vidal sassoon, the emphasis is on the way the hair is cut, not just the shape it is cut into. We start by putting in a low side parting. This establishes the balance of the shape. Then, beginning on the heavy side, take a horizontal section from the front hairline to a point above the ear. Make sure you comb the rest of the hair cleanly out of the way. Cut a square line, lifting away from the head. This will create a soft outline. Continue taking parallel sections and comb the hair down and cut to the original guideline. When including the front, pull the hair to the side and angle your fingers to keep the line square. Continue up to your low side parting, taking parallel sections, always combing down onto the guideline. When all of the sections have been completed, comb the hair down to check the line and, if necessary, remove any excess graduation. Now continue the line into the back. Divide the hair and take a diagonal section from the back of the ear into the nape hairline. Comb the hair slightly forwards and lift the section a finger width away from the skin. Using the hair over the ears as a guide, cut a line angling into the nape. Continue to take parallel sections and direct these onto the original guideline until either all the back sections are cut or, as in this case, you run out of hair. Now we move on to the internal shape. Take a vertical section from the parting to the center of the ear. To maintain weight in the outline, allow for some of the hairline to drop out and cut a square line above it by lifting the section straight out from the head. Where the head rounds off, direct the hair across and out to keep the weight on the top. Now, take the next section parallel to the first. Moving towards the front, lift the hair straight out and cut to the previous guideline. When you reach the temple area, start to over-direct the front sections back onto the previous ones, making sure that the outline is not cut into. This retains length at the front. check your shape for balance. Moving into the back area, start behind the ear using the section over the ear as a guideline. Pull the hair directly out from the head, making sure that the top hair is pulled across and out in exactly the same manner as the front. Pivot around the back, following the head shape and lifting the hair straight out. Cut all the hair above the occipital bone. Note how the hair below the occipital bone is left out to be cut later. Continue past the center of the back until you reach the low side parting area on the other side. Check your shape for balance. Now, take vertical sections down to the nape of the neck, using the previously cut hair as a guide. Angle your sections into the hairline. As you work around the head, keep checking your shape by combing the hair down flat. Continue taking sections past the center until you reach the low side parting area on the other side. Now, refine your outline by pointing into the hairline. This creates an even texture. The second side is cut using the same method and technique as the first. It is very important to keep the original parting in place, as this is the key to maintaining weight and length throughout the top. Watch closely now as we run through the identical sequence for the second side. Remember to use your first side as a guide for the length of your outline. And remember to take fine sections so that you can see your guideline clearly. When layering, remember to pull sections out vertically from the head. Repeat the same procedure as used on the first side. Remember to over-direct the last few sections at the front to retain length. Work around the back of the head in the same manner until you connect with your first side. Remember to take vertical sections down to the nape of the neck, angling your sections into the hairline. Remember that as you work around the head, keep checking your shape by combing the hair flat. To refine the internal shape, take sections across the top of the head, starting at the front, and lift the sections slightly back, rounding the edges off the corners. This helps strengthen the shape. Continue taking these sections back to the crown, removing any excess length. Remember to check your shape for visual balance. Now, redamp the hair and comb into the desired shape. At this point, apply a suitable finishing product. Dry the hair gradually using a diffuser and allow the hair to expand, gently encouraging the texture with your fingers. Our natural effects look is now complete. Because the hair is layered from the outside up, a strong internal shape is built up without affecting the lengths required around the outline. This allows the haircut to be worn in many different ways. Inside-out colour with foils is a technique that entirely complements the natural effects shape. It balances dark and light tones internally, which blend with an overall colour throughout. Our model's hair has been previously tinted and has since faded. We have chosen to use 3 colours. 2 of the colours will be applied with foil. These are a high-lift blonde and a purple brown. The overall colour to be used is a soft copper red, depth or level 7 with 9% oxidant. We start by using the parting as used in the haircut. We then take a small diagonal section across the top. Now proceed to weave a highlight section, double the normal thickness. Apply the high lift blonde using 12% oxidant. This is wrapped in blue foil for easy identification. Fold the edges and seal the packet, as you would do for normal highlights. The next section is taken in the same manner as the first. Again, weave a highlight section double the normal thickness. Apply the purple-brown tint, depth or level 5, using 6% oxidant. This is wrapped in silver foil for easy identification. Continue taking diagonal sections of the same thickness, alternating each colour until you reach the crown area. Remember to alternate your colours as you work across the top area. It is important to take diagonal sections so that no lines appear when the hair is dressed flat. Your sections should follow the shape of the head. When you reach the crown area, pivot your sections so that they lie vertically. Remember to fold the edges and seal the packets as you would do for normal highlights. The first side is now complete. We approach the second side in the same manner as the first. Start by taking a small diagonal section across the front hairline. Again, proceed to weave a highlight section double the normal thickness. Once again, apply the high lift blonde tint to start with. Your second section is taken in the same manner as the first, but using the purple-brown tint. Continue taking diagonal sections until you reach the crown area, where you pivot them vertically so as to meet the sections from your first side. Your last sections, which meet behind the crown, should be alternate colours. This will achieve a continuity of colour throughout. We now process our colours for half the normal processing time before applying our next colour. Remove the foil packets from the head and do not shampoo the colour out at this point. This is the key to the inside-out foil colour technique. We now start applying our third colour. This is a soft copper red, depth or level 7, using 9% oxidant. This colour is applied using normal tint application procedure, starting at the nape of the neck and continuing through to the front hairline. You must tint over the previous highlight sections and make sure that you blend the tint into them. Once you have applied your tint, comb the colour through to ensure an even blend. Make sure that you check that your hairlines are clean. Use stain remover if necessary and process for half the normal processing time. Here you have the finished colour. By combing through at the end, you achieve a striking blend of refreshing natural tones which complement a rich base colour. So here you have it, natural effects with inside-out colour. Whether cut on straight or curly hair, these techniques give a stylish, versatile result to suit any situation and any mood. A natural winner from Vidal Sassoon.
If you care enough to be the very best at this, your feelings and senses will take you into many areas that you don't even know you're in at this moment.
Welcome to our new series of Vidal Sassoon training videos. Complete, this set will give you a unique library of fresh cuts, some combined with interesting perms, others with exciting colouring techniques. Mastering these will extend your knowledge and expertise, will give new inspiration to your creativity, and will add profitability to your career path. The Vidal Sassoon way is for those who really care about their craft. Our tradition of precision cutting, combined with classic and high fashion design, has kept us at the forefront of international hairdressing for over 30 years. What has really made the difference is our commitment to training. For our own apprentices, assistants, and the students we instruct at our schools and academies, and the shows and seminars we hold around the world, everything begins and ends with training and practice. Everyone who has ever worked or studied with us will tell you that training is our lifeblood. So practice cutting, colouring and perming, and be ever more critical of your work and your art, just as we are. Because like us, you know that practice makes perfect.
Welcome to the twist haircut with triad perm. The twist haircut is a short, textured shape which can be created on hair with natural movement or, as in this case, with the addition of a directional perm. When a perm is needed to give necessary movement and texture, the hair should be permed first. In this instance, we require a soft tousled effect similar to a natural hair texture that can be easily cut and styled after the perm. To achieve this result, we have created a technique called the triad perm wind. It is important that the hair be layered through prior to the perm to facilitate the winding process. Shampoo the hair thoroughly, then take a section from ear to ear across the top of the head. Depending on the thickness of hair and the size of perm rod to be used, take a triangular section from your parting to the forehead. The size of perm rods used will determine the amount of texture. In this instance, we are using a large perm rod through the top area. Lift the section, combing it in the desired direction, so that you have hair wound to the roots and hair dragged away from the roots within the same section. Now start your wind. The hair must be pre-damped with water when starting the wind, as perm lotion is not evenly distributed on dry hair. You can either post-damp or pre-damp, depending on the lotion you choose to use. Working down towards the ear, take further triangular sections. Each section slots into the next one, but the hair must be lifted in the opposite direction to create a different root movement. These sections can be slightly irregular, but are placed in a concise way like a brickwork wind. With a triad section perm, as the head is round, you can take as many thick or thin sections as you wish, and they will always fit onto the head shape. For the section above the ear, pull the hair straight out and wind so as not to create any lift around the hairline. Repeat the same procedure for the other half of the front. Note how each section is lifted in a different direction. The first to the left, the second to the right, and the third to the back of each triangular section. End papers folded lengthways are threaded through the bands of 2 rods to minimize band marking and to hold the perm rods firmly in place. Having done the front section, we now take a further section behind the first one of the same thickness. This time, the perm rods are purposely placed in the opposite direction to the first row, so that the rods do not sit next to each other, but correspond in opposite directions. Again, you wind in the same manner as before, one to the left, one to the right, and one to the back of each triangular section. Remember that your last section on the hairline is wound straight out so as not to create any lift. Again, thread end papers under the rubber bands to minimize band marking and to help support the perm rods. Your next main section is taken horizontally across the back of the head, and the same sectioning and winding procedures are followed as before. Remember to keep the hair dampened with water before applying perm solution to each strand. Continue sectioning and winding as before until you reach the nape area, remembering to wind your hairline sections straight out to minimize lift around this area. As before, place end papers under your rubber bands where necessary. Finally, reapply fresh lotion evenly throughout the hair. Process your perm according to hair type and manufacturer's instructions. We would recommend thorough rinsing and blot drying before applying the neutralizer. Here is the finished triad perm, a soft tousled effect similar to a natural hair texture. Now for the twist haircut. This technique combines layers with freehand finish. Natural and easily worn, this look may easily be adapted to different lengths and textures. Start by sectioning across the top of the head from ear to ear. Next, take a center section from the crown to the front hairline. Start at the top by taking a section and pulling straight out from the head. Cut a section following the head shape, using the pointing method to give the ends of the hair a varying texture. Take a parallel section and very slightly over-direct onto the previous section. When using this method, make sure that your sectioning is very clean. Keep taking parallel sections to your original center parting and over-direct slightly more as the head rounds off, so as to retain weight in the temple areas. Check the shape visually as you progress. This procedure is repeated on both sides of the front. Remember to take sections parallel to your original parting and over-direct slightly more as the head rounds off. Again, check your shape visually as you progress. Keep taking parallel sections to your original center parting and over-direct slightly more as the head rounds off, so as to retain weight in the temple area. The side sections are cut using the guideline created by the top sections. Now, take a vertical section and pull it straight out from the head, working down to the top of the ear. Cut the section following the head shape, making sure not to angle in too tight around the hairline. Continue by taking parallel sections, working from the ear to the front. Again, use the pointing method to give the ends of the hair a varying texture. Through the sideburn area, take curved sections to leave your outline longer and softer. Check your shape for visual balance. As you reach the temple area, over-direct your last few sections up and out to leave your outline longer and softer. Repeat the same procedure on the other side of the front. Remember, keep an even tension on your sections when you are pointing, and check your shape regularly as you work through. Here is the front of the twist haircut completed. For the back, start by taking a hairline section from behind the ear to the nape. Use the side sections as a guideline for the length. Lift the hair straight out from the head to leave softness and a little more length on the outline. Again, use the pointing method to give the ends of the hair varying texture. Continue by taking parallel sections and over-direct slightly onto the previously cut guideline. Your line should begin to pivot onto a diagonal plane. Lift each section up and out as you reach the nape area to leave a little more length. As you reach the center back, you will have excess weight through this area. This is due to your over-direction. Check this out when both sides of the back have been completed. Check your shape visually, assessing balance and texture. Now, follow the same sectioning and cutting procedure for the other side of the back. Again, remember to keep an even tension on the sections you are pointing. As you progress, check the balance of your shape against the previously cut side. Remember to pivot your sections onto a diagonal plane. Once you have completed the nape, you are left with length at the center back. Take a center section from the crown to the occipital bone and remove the weight in between by taking parallel sections using the crown and nape as your guide. Remember to follow the head shape. Subsequent sections are taken parallel to the first and over-directed slightly towards the center. This will leave weight where the head rounds off in the back. This technique compensates for any natural flatness of the head shape. Repeat this same cutting and pointing procedure for the other side. Again, check your shape visually, assessing balance and texture. Here is your basic shape complete. Before proceeding to texturize the haircut, apply a suitable finishing product through the hair. Now, starting at the crown, take small sections and twist the hair. Work the blades of your scissors up the length of the twisted hair, ensuring that the blades of your scissors are not closed completely. Work in this manner towards the front hairline. When you have finished a couple of sections, assess the texture you have achieved. You may find that you need to point into the tips of the hair further. Around the hairlines, use a combination of twist cutting, pointing and slicing to achieve the desired effect. This method of finishing is particularly useful when working with a freshly permed texture. So here you have it, the twist haircut with triad section perm. A refreshing combination of new perm technique combined with a confident and immensely wearable haircut. Another great look from Vidal Sassoon.